Namaste, my witchlings. Haha. How are we doing today? I am here. I am running around like a chicken with my head cut off today. Because Sergeant Puppy needed his yummies swapped out. And yeah, that was on Mom. So I was waiting for the bonus kid to be able to come get me and drive me to the town she lives in, so that we could trade them. And her opportunity to do it was this morning, so I am running around like a fucking chicken with my head cut off. No, I did not darken my hair. You're just actually getting to see all of it. Because look at this wonderful wave pattern. I'm actually starting to see a wave pattern. So it's staying down for a little bit. Glasses would be a good idea so I can see a little better. All right, it is our Christmas Eve show. So how about all of that, y'all? Hey, Raven. All right. Time for Witchy Mama to take a sip of coffee. All right, my witchlings. Oh, that is cool. I'll take another sip of coffee, though. Ha! And our standard reminder to please be mindful of the energy you bring into my space. And a reminder that you will be respectful in my chat, because if you are not, Arnold and the mods will be finding you with the ban hammer.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Yay! New puppies! Celebration! Yay! Puppies are so adorable. Good. Oof. Bean, why were you staying up until 4 a.m.? Although I'm one to talk, that is my normal. It was a sleepover. That is true. Which explains. Oh, what's going on, Andrea? Yup, staying up that late. We'll get to you, hun. Awesome to hear, Raven. That is good. Okay, now that I am finally coming back to Earth and I'm stopping feeling like I'm zooming. Yeah, we got furry jelly beans. Yes. All right. Yeah, I am actually very much looking forward to the rest of this week. We are not doing anything in particular for Christmas, but it's just, I don't know. Something feels kind of nice. I don't even have the stuff to make a special Christmas dinner. And because yet again, just like I did Thanksgiving week, I forgot it was this week. So, yay. We will probably be having chicken stir fry. All right, y'all. Let's get started. Yep. That's okay. Oof. I feel that one, Andrea. Oh. Yep. Yeah. My headband feels like it's slipping. All right. All right. Here we go, everybody. Itchy, snitch, sneezy. Today's episode invites gentle awareness and renewal. Namaste reminds us to check our posture, how we're holding ourselves through stress. Self-compassion asks us to name it and tame it when tension arises. Guided by the warm light of Vygotsky, we remember that clarity begins within. Fundamentally, the marksman aims at himself. Namaste, Witchlings! Welcome, welcome, welcome one and all to Di's Daily Divinations and Self-Care, where magic meets mindfulness, and we take a moment to honor the day, listen to the cards, and tend to ourselves along the way. Whether you're returning or joining us for the first time, I am so glad you're here, and hey, hi, hello, and welcome. I am Di, your yoga witch and guide, and this is your daily pause for reflection, insight, and care. So go grab your favorite crystal. I am playing with rose quartz today. Light a candle or some incense. Settle in with your coffee, tea, or whatever brew fills your mug. And let's step into today's wisdom and self-care together. Now, if this space resonates, and don't forget to do the whole like, share, and subscribe thing. It helps our Witchling community grow. Oh, Witchlings, we have the opportunity now for you guys to join us as Witchling members for 99 cents a month. Go ahead and, if you feel so called, hit that join button down below. Next. Next, we want to step into DieTheYogaWitch.shop, where magic meets movement and everyday rituals get an upgrade. Browse my handmade, intention-infused jewelry, and then snuggle up with Die the Yoga Witch mugs, yoga mats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, puppy clothing, and more. Treat yourself, bless a friend, and bring a little witchy sparkle into your daily life. For an example of the earrings I make, I absolutely love these. I have little tarot card earrings. They are so cute. I know. They are so cute. Check these out. Because, well, I read tarot cards every day. I figured I'd make some tarot card earrings. Oh. They decided to flip. There we go. Now you can see them better. How about that? All right. That would be at DieTheYogaWitch.shop. Check those out. All right. Oh, we have a birthday today. Haha. Okay, let's see. Do I speak to spirits? I am not the best medium in the world, but occasionally I hear them. Hello, Joseph. Don't they, John? Have I considered creating altar cloths? I might. I would have to look at what is available through the site I use, but I might be able to do that. My lungs are not happy. The joys of being asthmatic during, the wet time of the year. Tried to buy a Christmas tree yesterday, but the guy asked me if I was going to put it up myself. No, I was thinking the living room. Yes. Yes. Oi, that totally sounds like the answer I would give. Chair is low, I think. Oh, totally didn't look for a fur ball. Yep. Chair was just a smidge lower than it was supposed to be. And it makes a difference. We have birthdays today, y'all. The banner for the shop is still up, love. There we go. Okay, we are having a day here. I definitely look better on the camera now that I fixed my chair. Okay. Birthday! A shipmate and a fellow member of the Shitty Moms Club is celebrating her birthday today. Tiffany, my dear friend, I truly hope you and Minnie have an amazing day with that man of yours. Happy birthday. You deserve nothing but the absolute best. Happy birthday. We're also lighting our candle today for my dear friend Kev, who lost their soul dog, Sokka. It's been a rough week. And this is also for all of our witchlings and their loved ones who are dealing with tough situations right now. As I light this flame, may it shine as a beacon of hope for those finding their way through the dark. We also hold this light in remembrance and solidarity with survivors and victims of gun and domestic violence, keeping them gently and respectfully within our circle. And with the lighting of our candle, our sacred circle is now closed, and we extend an invitation to the ancestors to be with us here today. All right. Thank you, Andrea. Well, nobody's saying much of anything today. Sad face. Time for coffee. We do. We need to move both of them. Yes, I agree. I think that's part of why we went from like 18 to 8. That's true. Haha. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, he's doing something, so I'm going to chit-chat at y'all for a second. Yay! Yes! Please do the whole like, share, and subscribe thing. We are under 200 hours to full monetization, y'all. I am so freaking excited. We are on schedule to hit that goalpost by New Year's Eve, and I am so freaking excited. This is so cool. Oh, that would be the best birthday present in the world, you guys. I'm so happy. Yes, we are doing a very special guided meditation for dealing with difficult relatives during the holidays. Oh, Automod is weird, isn't it? I'm so freaking happy about it. I am working on my year-end, my year-end review post. We have had such an eventful year. Ha ha. Theremins are cool instruments, though. But we have had such an eventful year. Oh my gosh. We have gone from, what, 500 subscribers, I think, at the end of last year to 1,300 plus this year. We have hit the monetization. I have been allowed to be a vendor at 2 Pacific Northwest Witches Market events this year. We were approved to be vendors at the MeWe Market. Oh, it's such a cool instrument, Andrea. But let's see. MeWe, Pacific Northwest Witches Market. We opened our shop this year with the earrings and all of that. Excuse me. Let's see what else. There has been other stuff that has happened. Oh, we got the Substack, the Buy Me a Coffee. We got all of our new content platforms up and running with getting regular content to them. On a personal note, I have added 3 grandkids to the family this year. The New Year, sometime around New Year's this year, my oldest non-biological daughter's partner proposed, so there's that. We have it's been one hell of a productive year. I hear you, Raven. We have, yeah, that some of that has happened in the extended family as well. Yes, it is always worth it to prevent Grandma from having a brain aneurysm. All right, my loves, my darlings, my witchlings. It is time to see. Yes. It is time to see what holidays and observances are showing up for us today. Please slam the hearts and the celebratory little wee thingamajiggers. It draws more attention to us. All right, we are going to move on to our holidays. All right, witchlings, how are you planning to honor today's holidays in your magic? Please let me know in the comments. I really, really, really love seeing how each of you celebrate these wonderful little holidays in your own unique ways. So let's see what today's holidays are. Well, John, we have your holiday. Last Minute Shoppers Day is a gentle reminder that perfection is overrated and intention matters more than timing. Excuse me. Whether you're grabbing a gift card, baking something heartfelt, or offering your time and presence, today honors the magic of showing up, even at the 11th hour. Some of the most meaningful gifts are simple, thoughtful, and rooted in care rather than polish. Next, we have National Eggnog Day. National Eggnog Day invites us to slow down and savor the season. Creamy, spiced, and deeply nostalgic, eggnog is comfort in a cup, a reminder to pause, breathe, and enjoy a moment of indulgence. Whether you sip it traditional, dairy-free, spiked, or not, let it be a small ritual of warmth and rest in the midst of the holiday bustle. If you like eggnog. Last but not least, a night of visual and threshold energy honors the sacred pause between what has been and what is about to be born. This is a liminal night, quiet, powerful, and deeply inward when the world seems to hold its breath. We tend candles, soften our voices, and listen more closely to our intuition, our ancestors, and our own hearts. There is absolutely no need to rush tonight. The magic lives in stillness, in waiting, in trusting that the light knows how to return when the time is right. I like that one. What do you guys think of our holidays today? Excited. That's cool. I love hearing that you get to hang out with the cousins. I agree, John. I want to see everyone around me having a good time. I am not an eggnog fan, have never been an eggnog fan. Yep. I am not sure where eggnog comes from. All I know is it has the same spices as chai tea, and I can't do chai either. There's just something about it. I don't know why. Apparently I'm leaning to the right some today, y'all. And I totally just slurped coffee into the mic. That was bad of me. I'm having a day. How about y'all? And I can't say it's Monday anymore. Technically, it's Tuesday. All right. You sit there. All right. Yay. Let's go play with the cards. Not that I play with the cards, but let's go see what the cards have to tell us today. Who are they going to scream at and call out today? Shall we see? We have the Oracle cards. So take a listen to all of this and let me know what you think. We start with, I was disillusioned. Next, pride keeps us apart. And finally, we have ignoring the pain. And what do these tell us all together? I was disillusioned, believing the grass on the other side truly was greener. Now, pride keeps us apart because I can see the mistake I made, but lack the courage to admit it. Instead, I remain stuck, ignoring the pain, trying to move forward while quietly carrying the weight of a choice I know changed everything. That's our oracles. And the tarot says, what? A moment. The tap tap. Oh. Oh, okay. Sorry, y'all. All right. A moment of excess leads to a hard lesson, but the damage is already done. Acceptance brings relief, conflict fades, and calm slowly returns. Sometimes the worst ending is also the beginning of peace. Stick around and see what the cards are saying. All right, we start with the Empress reversed. Infertility, miscarriage, and it could be an indication that you were being overindulgent and you may be spending too much money, becoming wasteful. On the other hand, for men, this possibly indicates that you have an overpossessive wife or mother who might be stifling your progress if you don't get the situation in hand ASAP. Next, we have the Ten of Swords. Negative situation has occurred and you need to accept what cannot be changed, but the worst is over. Last but not least, we have the Five of Rods reversed. Relief, calm after conflict. All right. So, the Empress reversed opens this reading by highlighting excess and imbalance, pointing to overindulgence and careless spending that has tipped into wastefulness. The Ten of Swords shows the fallout has already happened, you've gone beyond your means, and now acceptance is required. While it's painful, the worst has passed. With the Five of Rods reversed, tension eases, conflict settles, and a sense of relief arrives as the calm follows the storm. All right, so how badly could you guys hear the doggos? We're curious. Okay, and now my friends. All right. Now, my friends, let's bring the Oracle and Tarot together into one clear message, my Witchlings, a single stream of guidance flowing through each and every card. Drop a comment and share what resonates with you. All right, so the reading begins with the Empress reversed, revealing a period of disillusionment, excess, and poor judgment, believing the grass was greener elsewhere and indulging beyond healthy limits, especially with money. Pride keeps us apart because becomes clear here as regret is recognized but difficult to admit. The Ten of Swords confirms the damage has already been done. The painful ending has landed and nothing can undo it now. Yet this card also promises that the worst is over. Finally, the Five of Rods reversed brings relief. Conflict fades, inner battles quiet, and calm replaces chaos as you stop ignoring the pain and allow peace to return. That is our entire reading. And now, my friends, it is time for our affirmation. Our affirmation. I release pride and face the truth with compassion. I accept what has ended, learn from my mistakes, and allow peace to replace conflict. I choose balance, honesty, and calm as I move forward wiser and lighter. That's our affirmation for today. Hey, Rolf. Good. First to remind me of the old. Yes. That works. Monday part 2. Yes. It is Monday 2.0 for some of us. God damn it, just thought of a song. So, Silent Night and I have an interesting relationship. My mother was the church organist, and we had an Iverson Pons upright grand piano from like 1860 or some chiz at home that she practiced on. And we would come home from midnight mass every year. And because we were all jazzed up, we'd gather in what was my room, because that's where the piano was. I have no idea why. But she would play some more Christmas carols as we were winding down to help us wind down. And then they'd get me into bed, and she would wrap the night up by playing Silent Night to put me to sleep. Well, Pavlov rules, and now every time I hear Silent Night, does not matter what time of day it is, I will yawn. And now at times all it takes is thinking about it, and I will yawn. Gotta love it. Vegetable that tastes like a personal what? Sprouts once a year. Okay. You are very welcome, James. Are you referring to bean sprouts? I actually like bean sprouts on sandwiches. All right, let us move on to our self-care cards. We have Namaste. All right, y'all. Namaste reminds us to pay attention to your posture. Do you slouch at a computer, at the dinner table after a long day, or sitting on the couch watching your favorite show? These are the perfect opportunities to practice your posture. Pay attention to your posture and make a concerted effort to straighten up. Lift your chest, relax your shoulders, and lift your head slightly. Good posture improves oxygen flow through your body and strengthens your core, leaving you feeling revitalized and increasing your sense of power. This improved sense of well-being and strength will help reduce stress and tension. Mind your posture, my friends. That is our namaste. Now we have self-compassion. Self-compassion says, name it and tame it. Bring to mind and body a situation that causes some stress or strife. Can you simply recognize and name it as you breathe your way through it? Possibly, if I'm lucky. That is self-compassion for today. What's up, Sunculp? They do hide the chat from me while I am in the middle of a segment because I am ADHD and will get distracted super easily. All right. So what is your question, my friend? And I keep wanting to add an A to the end of Sunculp. I want it to be Sunculpa. That would require probably me pulling a few cards for you or other things. So my best suggestion is if someone will pop up the link tree, go ahead and hit me up on my website and book a reading with me, and I will be happy to take a look into that for you. I do know that Microsoft is being picky right now. And that's only because I live close to Microsoft and no employees. And there is my link tree. Yay! Same. But Sankalp, Jain. So are you a Jainist? A seed of intention with a religion. That is an interesting choice of names, and I'm just kind of stuck on it. I'm loving the Sankalp as a username, though. That I had not thought about that one. I like it. Okay. Uh-oh. He's typing. Yeah, I'm not an astrologist. If you want astrology, I have an astrologer I can point you at. Oh, by the way, Andrea, Jay is James, one of our regulars here. We like James. James is good people. Oh, and that's funny. I was just talking to Sankalp, and we are moving on to our Sanskrit bit. Please call me out if I'm mispronouncing anything or if I have any of this incorrect. To our Sanskrit bit. Our Sanskrit word of the week is Jyoti. Jyoti reminds us. Jyoti reminds us that the light is often born in the quietest moments. Christmas Eve carries threshold energy, the pause before the arrival, the breath before dawn. Tonight, honor your inner flame by resting, reflecting, and releasing what no longer needs to cross into tomorrow. Your light doesn't rush. It waits, steady and sure, until the moment it's needed most. And that's our Sanskrit bit. Yeah, because I'm turning to look at it. We got to rearrange how things are on my monitor, so I quit turning my head like that then. Sorry, getting direction from my wonderful director here. Once I have room. All right. Oh, we're already to Goddess? How are we already to God? Uh-oh. Okay, we're to Goddess, and I'm not going to get yelled at. Okay, my witchlings. Oh, it is time to honor the goddess of the day. She is a divine presence to inspire, guide, and walk with us today. Our goddess is a Juski, the Basque solar goddess, daughter of the earth, embodied as the radiant disk of the sun and the welcoming eye of the divine. She is warmth, femininity, and renewal made visible, each day rising to embrace her mother in golden light and gathering all life into her glow. Through Iguski, daylight is not just illumination, but a living presence that nurtures, protects, and continually renews the world. Mother Night, the eve before Christmas, marks the sacred moment when the goddess prepares once more to give birth to Iguski and the returning light. This is a time for gratitude, especially toward mothers and all who give life, care, and continuity. Honor Iguski in whatever way feels true to your path, through prayer, song, meditation, or candlelight, and welcome her blessings for the coming year. If you can, rise early and greet the sunrise with open arms, letting her first rays fill your heart with strength, warmth, and the power to meet whatever lies ahead. That's our goddess, my friends. You're good, Mimi. I need to talk to you today, Mimi. I need to chat with you later, Mimi. I has an idea. All right. Take a sip of coffee and then we move on to Zen. It is time for our little moment of Zen from the Little Book of Zen. All right. We have a single quote today because I didn't feel like reading the entire page. You didn't. All right, so moment of Zen from the Little Book of Zen. Fundamentally, the marksman aims at himself And it is a quote from Zen in the Art of Archery. All right. That, my friends, is today's little moment of Zen. Yeah, we only had one today because, as I said, I really didn't feel like transcribing the entire page. Good thing I knew where the bookmark was. There we go. Are we ready for today's closing blessing? I think we are. And here is today's closing blessing, my darling witchlings. May you be gentle with yourself as today comes to a close. May truth soften your heart, acceptance ease your mind, and peace settle where conflict once lived. May the lessons you've learned become wisdom, not weight, and may tomorrow meet you calmer, clearer, and ready to begin again. So it is. Our closing blessing. All right. What? All right, my witchlings. It's time to wrap up the show for the day. So here we go. Dun, 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 dun. We have a candle. As we open our circle with the extinguishing of our candle, we extend our eternal gratitude to the ancestors who joined us here. Dunk. Ha-ha. And before we go, please remember that this space exists strictly because of our Witchling community. There are no corporate sponsors, just shared magic, mutual love, and mutual care, and a whole lot of love, y'all. Do the whole like, share, and subscribe thing. Tell a friend about us, and join the channel if you can afford it. And my darlings, go out there and spread love, spread joy, and spread kindness. There is already enough darkness in this world. Let us please choose to be steady lights for those finding their way through it. Tell your loved ones in all their forms, 2 legs, 4 legs, wings, fur, scales, paws, or claws, that they matter deeply. Time moves faster than we realize, and the chances to say I love you are never guaranteed. And if you take one thing and one thing only from everything we do here, let it be that you always, always remember. You are loved, you are wanted, you are needed, and your purpose here is real, even if you haven't discovered it yet. I was 45 before I found my path. I love you all to bits. Namaste, my witchlings. My glasses are gross. The joys of being a glasses wearer. And I don't have any desire at this point to go back to contacts as much as I loved them. My vision's too wonky these days. Oh, what's your announcement, Andrea? Hi, Hazel. I see you there. Hey, Will. Y'all are the best. I love the fact that you guys take time out of your day to come hang out with me. Ah, that's why it felt funny. I just put freaking fingerprints on my glasses. Grr. John says, hi, Hazel. At least I think that was John. Pretty sure it was. Yep. Hey. Yeah, good enough. Close enough for government work. I have cat fur on my desk. or on my desk pad. All right. Moving mouse, babe. I try to give him warning. Ooh, where you moving to? Nope, not good enough for government work. Where you moving to? That sounds exhilarating. Hopefully, I would love to see all of my friends actually have houses. As much as apartments are useful and great for everything. Oh, hi, Jen. Sorry you're not feeling all that great today. Oof. This is a shitty time of year to be feeling shitty, you know? My ex-husband used to get sick right around Christmas every year. It was funny. His timing was amusing because it was pretty consistent. And then I started getting sick around his birthday and my birthday, so we would end up being sick together around New Year's, between Christmas and New Year's. I now realize that it was my asthma flaring up every 6 months, but you know, it took us a while to figure that out. Oh, wow, Longview. So you're heading north. Dude. Yeah, Kelso Longview. Kelso Longview is where, yeah, it's the halfway point to Eugene, but that's also Sherry's area. Sherry's in the Kelso Longview area. One of my other staff members, she is one of my social media goddesses. So if Andrea and Sherry both live down in Longview, Kelso area, it gives me even more excuse to go down there. Yay! Oh, shit. Yeah, Hazel, I feel that one. Hazel just bleached the bathroom and her lungs aren't super happy. That kind of a bummer. Oh, I see that now. Oh, Hazel, I've been there, done that one. I have discovered Lysol's scented line. And I love this particular scent. It's their brand new day mango hibiscus. And I grabbed it because the man behind the curtain likes hibiscus. And I'm like, well, it smells better than straight bleach. And it says that it kills 99.9%. It still smells Lysol-y, but it smells, kind of has a nice scent to it, too. And that particular line, you can get a spray cleaner, the wipes, bathroom surface spray, the stickies that you stick into the toilet bowl, and also the spray foam that cleans everything in the bathroom. I like it. Because, see, I like yummy smelling things, especially when I'm cleaning. Primarily because I absolutely despise the smell of vinegar, ammonia, and bleach. Cannot stand those scents. So if I can find something... Oh yeah, and mixing them together is a very bad idea for anybody out there wondering. That is a good way to self-delete. But yeah, I absolutely love the yummy smells. Vinegar on chips and fries is one thing. Renaud toes in the winter, yep. Tell them to chill out and they'll take you a little bit too seriously. Apparently, I just learned this from the group, from the same picture that I sent John, or the quote. Apparently, it is not uncommon for people with POTS to have Renaud-like fingers. The oldest roommate is fed up with the two-faced... Yep. Oh, I'm going to venture to guess you live in an apartment. Ugh. Man. I used to know Oregon landlord-tenant laws like the back of my hand. And the ADA when it came to housing. But, you know, that was because the parentals managed the apartments we lived in, and I helped run the office. So I had to know that shit. So I have my lens cleaning cloths in a bag to go into the washing machine. I just haven't gotten shit into the washer yet. So I am using these teeny tiny ones that if I don't hold them just right, I will put fingerprints on my lenses, and that drives me batshit crazy. I'm already batshit crazy. Short trip to drive me crazy. I'm already there. The Spawn commented that he and his best buddy, because he's moving over closer to his best friend, he's just like, we'll just drive Nana crazy. And I'm like, dude, that is a short trip for that poor woman. She has been putting up with you, the two of you, since you were 10 years old and you were now in your 20s. He's like, you have a point. Love my kids, love my bonus kids, but oh my God, are they crazy making. Love that. See, we have similar shit here with, again, football, just not your kind of football. American football. It's a short drive and I know a shortcut. Yep, Will. My older brother is a huge Rams fan. And I live in Seattle, so obviously I'm going to support the Seahawks. And the Rams and the Seahawks had a game one year, and he was all cheering for the Rams, and the Seahawks just wiped the field with them. I was not a popular person in my brother's house for a couple of weeks because he posted something about it to Facebook, and I couldn't help slamming the door on that one. Let's see. Yep. Yep, that sounds about right, Andrea. And unfortunately, I have been out of the state for so long, I don't know what laws have changed, so I can't help as much as I want to. I actually kind of enjoyed working in the office. I honestly contemplated going into that field after we moved up here, but I found out that you can't just start managing apartments up here like we did in Oregon when I was a kid. You now have to have basically a realtor's license or something like that, property management degree or some shit. And I'm like, well, that sucks. Because that was a job that I enjoyed doing. Because, again, I'm renting apartments to people. I am helping people. I am doing a service. Yes. I am doing a service, and I am helping people, put a roof over their heads when they desperately need it. And I loved doing that. The part I hated doing where, the notices, hey, we're going to be raising your rent in a couple of months. The evictions. Yeah, I didn't like that part as much. Thankfully, that was not something I dealt with, but I would enjoy it. I am also the weird one that of all of the jobs I've had, not that there have been many, the two that I have enjoyed the most were working as customer service for Sprint Wireless. I loved that job. And Torrid. And customer service for Sprint was fun because I was the one that got screamed at when people couldn't understand their bill or they had funny charges on their bill. So I got to sit there and walk through their bill line by line and go, okay, so this is why you're paying this, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It was entertaining when we got to, so your child charged some ringback tones to your bill. They did what? Yeah, that's why you have an extra $200. They charged like 15 ringback tones. Yep. You're on the... email me, girl. Because I'm sure some of the laws haven't changed that much. Untuned Harmonic wants me to give advice about life. Protect your peace. Straight up. That is the very first thing I would say. Protect your peace. Gently disconnect from people who are problematic in your life. I say gently because, well, sometimes. And this isn't just if they disagree with you over coffee flavor or a meal. When I say disconnect from people who are toxic in your life, I mean people who are straight up abusive. Who, in my case, the people I have walked away from, were doing things that actively caused harm to me and mine. That is why I have walked away. Look for the positive in everything, because if you don't, you're going to end up overwhelmed with all of the negativity in life. And be true to yourself. Don't live your life according to what other people want. That was the hard one for me to learn. I was basically trained from early childhood to do what I was told and not think for myself. That is my advice for life. Oh, that is so stressful and frustrating, Andrea. Have a good one, Harmonic. Oof. It's been a week? How has it been a week already? Doesn't feel like it. And you're going home. Are you going home before New Year's? Yay! 24 more hours. Owie. Yeah, we probably won't have John tomorrow night. That's okay. Or else we'll have John and his lovely girlfriend. I hear you, John. Yep, I understand why you would be moving in 2026 for that one. As soon as the lease is up, GTFO. And a one-level house. Oh, so nice. Especially when you have someone with mobility issues. I mean, ugh. I am so sorry, Mimi. Oh. That is true. At least it's not freezing, but it is cold enough that the lizards are falling out of the tree because they froze. That would just creep me out to no end. Just be walking down the sidewalk and all of a sudden a freaking frozen lizard lands on my head. I would lose my shit. I really would. Yeah, he would try to catch it and warm it up so that it would be okay. But it just, oh my God. The man behind the curtain wouldn't mind having a lizard as a pet. Yes. That's true. Reptiles do have a funny smell. Oh, nice. We have a fire pit, and we have a wood stove, not a fireplace. Took me forever to find out the difference. Because, you know, I'm not the brightest crayon in the box all the time. And the houses I've been in that had fire heating, it has been a wood stove. I didn't realize that they were different things. Oops. Although I'm kind of sad that we didn't get to use the fireplace in the last house we were in before we moved over here. It was a sweet little house. I'm thinking. And it's either this or that. I'll poke myself in the nose when I'm thinking. I have noticed recently that I'll have my glasses off and I'll be looking around and trying to read my monitor and go, oh yeah, and I'll tap myself on the nose, on the bridge of the nose, and it's like, where are your glasses? So if y'all see me doing stuff during stream when I've taken them off and I do this, it means I'm looking for my glasses. I have a couple of others I do that I cannot right at the moment remember off the top of my head. But yeah. It's like I'm telling myself, I'm looking for them on my face. Don't know why I would do that. I love the people who use Bluetooth headsets. Yup, done that one a few times, John. I love the people who use Bluetooth earbuds or headsets connected to their phone, and they're walking around and talking on the phone and doing shit, and all of a sudden they walk out and get in the car and go to leave and forget that they don't have their phone on them until the Bluetooth disconnects as they pull out the driveway. Although I am also that woman who I will be talking on the phone and go, where the fuck is my phone? I can't find it. I gotta hang up so I can find it. Do you want me to call it for you? Yeah. How are you doing, Hazel? Yeah. Yeah. I've had people, I've been talking to them, and this is the person I'm thinking of is one of them who would wear the Bluetooth. I was talking to them, and they put their hand down to their waist where the holster for their phone was, and they're like, wait a minute, where's my phone? And I went, did you really? And they're like, yes. And I'm like, where's your phone? Oh, shut up. It was great. Andrea says, hey, Hazel. But yeah, that one was good. I have an offer for those of you. Well, let's see. I'm thinking I got to hang up. I can't find my phone. Yes. Okay, I need to check something right quick. Yep. Okay, that's what I thought. Oh, hey. There are other people in the horizontal feed. How are you guys? Oh, but it just says the two of us. Okay. All right. So, yeah. All right. So, I have an offer for those of us who are here right now because you guys are pretty much the... Oh, hey, Pierre-Jean. Never mind. I was going to say something and now I got distracted and forgot. Oh, well, we'll get back to it. Yeah. Yes. I will let Andrea know. Elsewise, I'm going to announce this in the Discord. Go for the coffee, not the Dr. Pepper, Dada. Here she is, Miss America. Why that? Well, hello there. I had forgotten you were in here with me. It's a Took monster. He's a monster. I don't think so. Maybe. Andrea, can you make sure I have your email? Mine is in the... Yeah, just an email address so I can get in touch with you. My email is in the link tree and all over the place, so... I'm now dancing to the music in my head. We're doing stellar today. We have podcasts tonight. We have Bitch and Witch. Yeah, if you have a burner account, basically. Oh. Okay. What was I grabbing? I grabbed my phone for something in particular. Nope. My brain just glitched hard. Oh, podcast or Bitch and Witch. That's right. That's what I'm looking for. Trying to remember what tonight's topic is. Give me just a half a second. Maybe just a half a drink more. I really can't stay. Okay, if your light requires you to burn, it's not enlightenment. That is what we are talking about. So, we're talking Jyoti tonight. die@dietheyogawitch.com is one of the ways to get a hold of me. That's an easy one to remember. Doing pretty good with that. Huh? Oh, yep. Okay. There we go. Making sure I have everything taken care of. Good. After podcast tonight, because as much as I want to chit chat with you, if I do not fix the script for podcast tonight, it will never get done. Blackberry lemonade. Yummy. Oh, that's right. You're on the East Coast right now. Just hit me up and I will respond to you when I have a chance. We'll just do it that way as best we can. Because I'm actually, yeah. Blackberry lemonade is so good. God, that sounds good. I am currently drinking pumpkin spice coffee. Oi. Oh, let's see. I have been reading, and this is semi-political, but it's not at least talking about the biggest bullshit. I have been following the Sons of Liberty admin V's posts recently, and she has been talking about the manosphere. And it's been very enlightening. I am it's Raven or Cat. Somebody's pounding on the hearts. Love it. Thank y'all. But if you are not following Sons of Liberty, you should be, if you are interested in politics at all, because they have got some really interesting takes on a lot of this shit. I would say a good 90% of the SOL are veterans, but it is not strictly a veteran group. I mean, come on, the man behind the curtain and I are both part of it. And Admin V has been talking about the manosphere and deconstruction the last couple of weeks. And I am absolutely fascinated by the deconstruction movement. For those of you who don't know what the deconstruction movement is, it is people who grew up predominantly in high control environments, high control churches, like your born again Christians, your Christian nationalists. I mean, the really borderline culty. Well, actually, no, some of them are culty churches, such as the group that Goddard runs. I can't remember his first name, but it's part of the Quiverful movement. And those people who have grown up in those very isolated, high control environments, growing up, becoming adults and leaving and going out into the real world and realizing that what they had been taught their entire life was not entirely true. And therefore they are now in the process of deconstructing their religion, their faith, and their childhood. And I have a friend who is part of the deconstruction movement. He is an ex-evangelical. I happily refer to him as my big fat gay witch friend, one of two. And Monty Mater is also one of them. And listening to her and her deconstruction, and Admin V at the Sons of Liberty, I'm just like, wow, I have never been more grateful that I grew up in the church I did. Holy sheepskins. I don't know how I'm listening. I'm sitting straight. But holy sheepskin, because I grew up in a rather progressive church. I was an Episcopalian growing up. We were one of the first churches, the first faiths here in the States to allow women to be clergy. And I remember the brouhaha over that. Especially when Oregon got our first female priest. Really nice lady, by the way. But I'm looking, I thought my childhood was bad. And I am looking at some of these people who grew up in some of these groups and going, wow, my childhood was a cakewalk. I can't see the mouse right now. Wiggle it. There you are, mousy. Yep, I can understand that, Will. Hell, you live relatively close to the church I grew up in. It's down there in Riddle. But I rubbed it. I did, yeah. The sweater's kind of itchy. It's the metallic thread in it makes it kind of itchy, so I'm just kind of. But learning about these people who are deconstructing, it just makes me want to learn about their religions even more. Religion fascinates me. That's part of why I ended up buying Daniela Mistianic Young's book, because it's an autobiography about growing up in a cult, and cults fascinate me, especially after finding out how I didn't know. Especially after finding out that a friend grew up as a Jehovah's Witness, which he says is a cult. How I didn't know in high school that he was a witness, I do not know, but that shows you how much attention I was paying to shit. Did autocorrupt get you, Andrea? But that's been one of my minor obsessions lately. And I have discovered when I go to just veg out and watch something on one of the streaming services, I'm going for documentaries more often than I'm going for the TV shows or movies that I have in my watch lists. When did I grow up? Oh. Give me a second, y'all. Mm-hmm. 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 Hey, kiddo. Hey, kiddo. I knew who it was as soon as you read the name. That's hilarious. How's the chaos in your house this week, kiddo? That sounds good, John. They're fun. I was that teenager that thought people who watch documentaries for fun was weird. And because I hated school and all of that. And I'm now loving learning shit. Oh, yeah, I'm a spelling and grammar bitch. I'm so not surprised things are chaotic down there. I'm sorry, honey. Yep. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, let's see. What else are we doing? Ba-da-ba-da. Yeah! If it was the first message, it was the repeated characters. It was the repeated characters. It doesn't like... See, I used to use another phrase for someone who is bitchy about spelling and grammar. You know, it starts with an N. And I then found out, and this really did alter how I approach shit. I found out that being particular, and that would be the one, being particular about someone else's spelling and grammar is ableist, classist, and racist. And I didn't understand that, so I did some looking. And it really is because, okay, I have a friend who is incredibly intelligent, but he cannot spell to save his life because he's dyslexic. He is smart, but because of something that his brain does that he has no control over, there is no way he's ever going to be a good speller. That makes sense. Non-white people often cannot spell very well. And that's where the racism and the classism comes in because, well, I was lucky enough to be a white kid who lived in areas that had decent schooling other than when I was in the 8th grade. And that year taught me a lot about what inner city schools look like. And this was an inner city school in Portland, Oregon. So, you know, we had more funding and better schools than an inner city school in, say, LA or New York would have. And so I was, you know, lucky enough to get that kind of schooling that I could. And I have just the natural aptitude for it. Right? Right. So as I'm reading that, and my mindset always was, well, if I misspell something or my grammar sucks worse than usual, I would want to know. So I was that one who on Facebook would be like, hey, you misspelled this. And then I learned how rude and horribly condescending it came across. So I have been pretty good about not doing that other than with people I know well. And I'm like, dude, did autocorrect get you again? Yeah, it sucks because with all things, it's highly dependent on who you are or who hears it. Yep. True. And it's just, I have known, and also it was beat into me that you sound uneducated if you talk like a redneck. So, you know, proper grammar, proper diction, proper pronunciation is vitally important. Which is why when I write, I sound posh, upper class white. I sound snobbish in a lot of my writing. But you listen to me talk. Yes. So you listen to me talk, and I will say y'all, and I will say, you know, fixin' to, or whatever, and sound uneducated and stupid. And that's when things like my darling ex-husband and I watching Stargate SG-1 and arguing over whether the doctor, not, well, what's her name? There being two of her one from our dimension, one from an alternate, and the one from the alternate dimension is breaking down. And we are arguing over whether it's quantum physics or, you know, common sense that this is what's happening. I was on the side of it's common sense. You cannot have two of the exact same thing in the same place from different universes without one of them degrading. And my ex-husband is like, die. That is quantum physics. No, it's not. It's common sense. And he's just... So yeah, that's the kind of person I am. Yeah, please don't make me choose between things that are both good. I will suck at it. Also, blanket statement here, I am not all that much into sports, but the only thing I follow with any regularity is the Seattle Seahawks, because I live near Seattle. Yeah. No, that's follows in line with you and your parents. I occasionally will follow the Mariners because, again, I am Seattle adjacent. Otherwise, okay, did the team win? No? Okay, whatever. Are they going to the Super Bowl this year? Yay, cool. Oh, dear God, that's going to bring chaos to the city. SG1 was good. I loved that show. So, Will, I'm pretty sure you remember the episode I was talking about. I was cooking dinner as we were watching that episode, and we got into a yelling match in the living room to the point I think my dad came up to find out what we were yelling about. Yeah, he agreed with my ex that it was quantum physics and not common sense. I was not happy. I really was not happy. Yes! All of the Stargate shows were great. Stargate SG1, the Academy, and Universe. I mean, yeah, Stargate Atlantis. Stargate Atlantis was fun too. Hey, Dua, how are you doing today? Yes, John, the punctuation is very important in that sentence. Fucking common sense. Come on. But I think Will and I also both grew up reading Marvel comics with the multiverse and all of that shit. So, we just kind of knew that shit. I mean, it's not like I had to do math. I was a product of the South Umpqua School District. Sorry. Can't help that one. Hi. My English skills. My English skills sucking are a matter of being a graduate of the Woodburn School District. Oh, Sliders was awesome. Sliders was awesome. Sliders was Jerry O'Connell, if I remember right, and what's his futz. Hold on. I'm trying to remember. Damn it. So, I watched Warehouse 13. Loved Warehouse 13. Artie was one of my favorite characters. I'm thinking it improved a little bit, honey, Hazel. It improved a little bit, but not a whole lot. You speak proper English like what I does in it. Yup. But Warehouse 13, Artie was an awesome character. And, John Oliver and the actor who played Artie. So, Witchy Baby Aspen and I were talking because they had a hamster that they named Artie after that Artie. Then found out she was a girl and she became Artemis, still Artie. And we were discussing Artie and John Oliver. And then somehow my brain decided we need hamster versions of Artie and John Oliver, the actor who plays Artie. So, yeah, that was an entertaining evening. This is what happens when my brain grabs hold of something and decides to fuck with me. We end up with hamster John Oliver. I love Last Week Tonight. Oh, yeah. The Magicians is a good one. Eureka was so much fun. The guy on Eureka, and you know who I'm talking about, the guy who plays the crazy-ass scientist half the time, he is also in the show The Order. And I started watching it, and when he popped up in the first episode, I'm like, yep, definitely gonna like this show. I have yet to see something that he has starred in that I didn't like. For reference, he was the next door neighbor that wanted the family to go camping in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Okay. Cannot remember his forking name, but let's see, what's the other one I've been watching? Shit. I've got a bunch of shows I'm watching right now. Most of them deal with witches, werewolves, or vampires. The movie, the animated movie, that one's fun. Excuse me. I want to watch Teen Wolf, but I'm having so much trouble getting myself to, because I absolutely loved the Teen Wolf movies as a kid with Michael J. Fox. Vampire Diaries is awesome. I watched some of it when it first came out. And now there is the Originals, which is a spin-off. Shit. I want to say it is the author of the Vampire Diaries that I befriended on LiveJournal. God, that dates me. I befriended her on LiveJournal and we used to talk back and forth. I had no idea that that was who she was until she talked about the show going, being picked up and starting. And I'm like, oh shit. I didn't realize that was you. She's like, yep. Cool. I used to have a passing relationship with Little St. Crow, who is another paranormal romance author. Do not ask me what her character is. I can't remember what books. Can't remember what books she wrote. That and the series I was reading ended. I want to watch the thing called Neighbor Next Door. That one sounds interesting. Hey, Chloe! Yes, the voice acting and the music is awesome. I know how that goes, Mimi. I'm about to lose mine. I may have to talk Spawn into paying for it. We're doing pretty good, Chloe. How's everybody out there? Can't find what? Oh, I have an idea which one it is. It may actually be in my damn watch list. Good to hear you're good. I will watch that video shortly, kiddo. I don't want to watch it while I'm on stream. But yeah, I cannot believe that we are 11 days from my birthday. That means we're 8 days from Hazel's. We need to do something for Hazel's birthday. I want to start doing something for the regular witchlings on their birthdays. Well, how about that? That's pretty cool, Chloe. Congratulations. As I slurp my coffee. Woohoo! Celebration time. 4 weeks, that's pretty good. Yep. Sounds about right. I have a couple of those. I just watched some information, another documentary about something like that. It's trippy. And did people weird me out, So I'm currently in the process of watching the 12th Victim, which is about a serial killer. His girlfriend is in prison and she's trying to get basically a pardon. Same. Oh, nice, Will. They probably auto-modded that because you were talking about another channel. It's one of the things that YouTube does. It's weird. Ow, Jiminy Christmas. Yeah, most channels won't let you promote your own channel and won't let you even talk about it. And I am not one of those because, in my opinion, community helps community. Yeah, if we get someone who comes in here and does nothing and does nothing but, talk about their channel and share links to their channel and shit, then I'm going to have an issue. But if you come in here and do what Chloe just said, yeah, I got 50 subscribers, yay, I'm doing good, I will happily cheer for you. Hey. Amanda? Whatevs. I ain't gonna worry too much about it. I do not do readings live. If you would like to have a reading with me, please check out my link tree. That'll have links to my website where you can book a reading with me. We are looking at possibly doing some live stuff, but I have not had a chance to talk with the team here. Thank you, Chloe. I have not had an opportunity to I have not had the opportunity to talk to the staff here, i.e. the man behind the curtain and anybody else who might be helping out. But I am looking at, hopefully in the near future, being able to pull one card for people. It just means I'm going to have somebody who is monitoring the website or the booking site so that they can let me know, hey, this is what's going on. And we will see what we can do there. It would be one of those, we would do it during Chilling with the Witchlings, and it would not be for the entire episode. It would be like 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes in the middle of an episode of, not an episode, but a stream. Andrew, we're pretty sure she's talking subs and shit, so auto mods are weird. You are very welcome, Miss B. I appreciate you asking and being respectful when I said no. Thank you very much for that. I know, Chloe. True. Okay. I don't know, Chloe. It's just weird. Automod is being weird again. And for those of you who are curious and wanting readings, there is a reason that we release all of my readings as shorts. I firmly believe that the universe will put one of my readings in front of you when you need to hear it. Hell, John is in here. John lives with insomnia, but there are nights when I'm doing a podcast and he'll just be totally insomniac and log in to listen to what I'm saying, and he'll be like, well, I know why I couldn't sleep now. Obviously, I needed to hear that. Yep. Yeah. As Will said, Automod is always weird. It catches some of the weirdest shit, and I need to look at what words we have that trigger the auto blocks and see if I can tweak it some, because yeah, it catches shit that I don't know. Uh-huh. Uh-oh. Something's going down on Twitter. My darling uncle just shared, like, auto blocks roll out. My uncle just shared, like, 5 different Twitter links in the family chat, and I'm like, uh-oh. Something interesting is happening on Twitter today. Chaos reigns. Right. Good. Auto blocks roll out. Bumblebee came out on yesterday's date in 2018. Yesterday's date? Day before yesterday's date. Fucking time hop, man. I swear, 90% of the reason I have the streak I do on time hop, I swipe through my memories as fast as I can most of the time just to get to the end when it plays a song that was #1 or in top 10 during this time frame. Go get some sleep, Chloe. But it plays a song and then it has a trivia clip. I know. And then it has a trivia question where it answers yesterday and asks a new one for today. I have not, speaking of it, it just popped up in my notification saying, hey, you gonna watch Time Hop? I was looking at it earlier and didn't finish it. So let's see. We're gonna swipe through this shit, not gonna worry about my memories. Come on. Fell up to 8, 9 years ago, 10 years ago, 12. Another ad. Oh my god. Okay, so today, one of today's trivia bits. In 1888, Vincent van Gogh sliced off the lower part of his hearing thing, suffering from severe depression and poverty. Not until after his death was the Dutch painter universally acclaimed. So 137 years ago, he removed part of his ear. And our retro video is from the State Opera. I am not going to unmute it so I can hear it. And stay away from the gingerbread house. On this day in 1893, Hansel and Gretel premiered. Love it. I love it. I will buy that. I'll accept that headcanon. I can bet Mimi's ready to go home. I would be. Oop. Chart topper is Another Day in Paradise. How is Another Day in Paradise by Phil Collin, 36 years old? I don't feel that old. What drama starring Al Pacino was released on this day in 1992? And yesterday's question, what military policy was repealed on this day in 2010? Don't ask, don't tell. I was right. Ha ha. Doesn't hurt that I, paid attention to that shit. President Andrew Jackson's parrot. So... that's entertaining. I don't think anybody in our generation feels our age most of the time, Will. But so I did remember the word ex this time. My ex-mother-in-law, love the woman. She had an African gray parrot that she inherited from her now late husband. He stayed in the States with her when the husband went to England. But he was climbing this macrame on the wall one time and fell. And, according to my ex-mother-in-law, as he lost his grip, he went, well, fuck. Either well, fuck or oh, damn. And everybody in the room could not rescue the poor thing because they were laughing too hard over how he used a swear word appropriately. This is the same bird that stalked me around the house for a week because my ex-mother-in-law left for a week the day after I moved in. And I was now stuck taking care of the little bird. So I went to scoop him up to put him into his cage so that I could leave the house one time. And he chomped my finger and drew blood. And I was convinced that the reason he was stalking me through the house is because he wanted more. Unfortunately, he did not live to be an old bird. He had massive anxiety issues, which is why he stayed with my ex-mother-in-law when his parents went to England. But he only lasted, I think, 30 years, which is still a fucking long-ass time. But he could make the sounds of the car alarm arming and disarming. He could make the sounds of the phone dialing and then repeat my ex-mother-in-law's half of the conversation talking to her sister. The modem dial-up sound. Yes. And then I taught him... Oh, no. Well, that makes sense. And then I managed to teach him the whistling that comes at the beginning of the X-Files theme. I bought a CD that had that on it, and I listened to it enough that he picked it up. Yep. I just realized I didn't turn one of the lights on before we started streaming, so that's why everybody thought my hair was darker. It's still just kind of a red-black. Ow, ow. We're not going to do that right now. What statement makes you feel older? You are half a century older. You are 50 years old. When my next older sibling turned 25, his darling wife had so much fun telling him that he was a quarter of a century old. Let's see, I am 47. That means he turned 55, this year. Yeah, I have no idea what she did for his 50th birthday. I can imagine, though. Yes. Yes. I want to get a parrot and teach it to say, "Help! The witch turned me into a parrot." She's a witch! Burn her! Burn her! Well, how do you know she's a witch? She looks like one. They did this to me! That particular scene I used to have memorized before I ever saw the movie. Because the two boys who sat behind me in first period would regularly recite it to each other. Well, I got better. She turned you into a newt. I got better. Yes, I know my British accent sucks. Please don't come for me. Yeah, it's not as bad as Dick Van Dyke. He turned 100 years old last week. Oh my gosh. He broke the curse. And he survived to be 100 years old. Ooh, that sounds fun, John. I think I'm going to watch fucking Holy Grail tonight. Because I have an urge to watch Holy Grail and Princess Diaries. Or Princess Bride. Princess Diaries too, but. Yeah, and Princess Diaries and Princess Diaries. Yeah, shutting up now. No, I'm not. I have never seen The Life of Brian. I need to. Because everything else I have ever seen from then. That could be where... Well, I'll MST3K the movies that I have seen a million times. He's a very naughty boy. Yes! I love the way that the Monty Python troupe absolutely skewers pretty much everything. Nothing is sacred to them, and it's glorious. I also want to watch old episodes of a little bit of Fry and Laurie. As I said, when I was a kid, shortly after I got my own TV in my bedroom, I discovered Fawlty Towers and fell in love. Yeah. Yeah. She would come in as I was watching it and just have absolutely no comprehension of what I was watching. And it was so great. She hated it. Have I ranted at you guys? There is a link to this between A and B, but have I ranted at you guys about Mensons and Scadians? Okay. I know I have at you. Oh, I have on stream? Okay, we're good then. It's funny. I've done it online. I've done it on Facebook a couple of times in the last few weeks, too. I have yet to have somebody disagree with me. Yeah, my brain is zipping along a million miles a second again. Whoa, hello. Oh, okay. He clicked on something on my desktop, and I'm like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. Oh, he's such a puppy. How the fuck are we at 58 episodes in? Holy... All I see is In Cahoots, and I'm like, they closed In Cahoots in the old and the building it was in burned down. 3-alarm fire. There was a country bar in San Diego that the name of it was In Cahoots. I spent literally every night there 7 days a week. While I was pregnant with Spawn, because the ex and I were splitting up. I didn't go to drink. I have never been a drinker. I went because they had line dancing lessons every night, and I was there for it. I had so much fun. Yep, nobody recognizes you there. Yes. I feel you, Mimi. Hence, John, why we say it's a very short trip for most of us to go in to be driven insane. I wonder what gives someone the idea that I might be liberal. I live in Seattle. What do you think my politics are? That could be fun, Andrea. You're fine, John. That sounds like so much fun, Andrea. That would be great. That really would be fun. And you know, Chevy, that's kind of a cool name, Chevy 400. But not... I figured that out pretty quick. Oh, was it? Yes, I read tarot. I have been reading tarot cards for about 30 years. Hey, Mike! Good to see ya. An antisocial social club. Fuck yes. Send me a link, John. That sounds like my cup of tea here. It's one of those days. Every other never, yep. Procrastinators unite tomorrow. The music in my head is particularly entertaining today. Oh, there we go. Now I got the circus monkeys. Oh, here's something entertaining. The bridal march? Yes. Longren's Bridal March. You know, everybody knows it as da dum da 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 da. It was originally a war march. I have done my reading for the day that we go live with our Daily Divination and Self-Care at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. Hi, I'm in Seattle. I go through that, and then at about, 2 o'clock-ish, we swap over to chilling with the Witchlings, which is what we're doing here. I'm just kind of chit-chatting with everybody, and this is the Witchlings' opportunity to get to see Di the Yoga Witch stripped down to, hi, this is me. Yeah, I know. I don't strip. I strip the hair stuff off. I didn't put that on today, dumbass. Considering my favorite, not, of my ex-husband's first duty station out of A school was a NATO command in Naples, Italy. Yes, I am well aware of what NATO is. NORAD, too. NORAD's doing the Santa tracker. Mm-hmm. Alex, just for your information, I am a service-connected disabled veteran, as well as a Navy wife 3 times over. Same husband that was at a NATO command for his first duty station out of A school, spent the last few years before he retired at the same base as NORAD. Had the opportunity to volunteer to be a NORAD Santa watcher and turned it down. Stupid man. Yep, I've seen that one. I think it's in my wish list, Mimi. Thank you. But yes, here's the fun one. I am a Navy veteran, Navy wife 3 times over, Navy sister twice, Navy brat, Navy grand brat twice over, Navy niece once, Coast Guard niece once, Navy sister. Did I say Navy sister twice over? So yeah. The Navy was the family business here. Secret Santa with tarot cards was fun. Oh God, that's not. Did you do one card for each, or was it a deck? Oh, honey, I am as left as it gets. I am very much a purple-haired liberal. My hair's just gone back to black and red because maintaining the bleach and the purple was a pain in my ass that I didn't really want to deal with. That makes sense, John. I am very much, but I support my brothers and sisters in arms. I am still very patriotic. I am a gun owner, but I also believe in common sense gun laws and background checks. Let's see what else. I believe in universal basic income. I believe in universal health care. So, yeah. I believe that we should not have to sell our souls to survive in this economy. I believe that everyone has a basic right to a home, food, and clothing. Thank you, Mimi. And all my time, all my time in the military just reinforced those. As well as showing me that Christianity was not the only way. I really would love to have that particular conversation, but we are avoiding politics for right now. But yes, I actually don't think UBI is unachievable. I do believe it is under the current administration. And I believe it is unachievable in our current administration and with certain things that are currently in place. But under current tax laws, if we were enforcing current tax laws appropriately with those who are making millions and millions of dollars, particularly corporations, we would easily be able to afford UBI. We also could take just a little bit away from the military budget and have universal health care. It's that simple. And save a lot of people in this country a lot of money. And it's not that there's anything wrong with that particular word. It is that when that particular word is thrown around in such a manner, most people doing it do not genuinely understand exactly what it is. It's just a big, bad, scary boogie monster from the McCarthy era. Oh no, free speech only protects you from the government, not from us. There's a difference. You can say whatever the fuck you want, and the government can't come after you. But you say shit in my chat, and I have every right in the world to say, no, you are not allowed to say that. So, just means you're not going to be, I don't know, disappeared off the street corner for saying something that the administration doesn't like yet. That's good to know. Bonsoir. Yes. What part of France? I have a future daughter-in-law who is Parisian. Really sweet girl. I like her. She does not believe that, though. So are we, John. And that's the scary part. So, and hello, Killian. I said bonsoir, but did not greet you by name. That is my apologies there. That is my bad. Where are my manners? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. 47, 48 in... Come on, phone. 11 days. 48 in 11 days. We'll talk about it later, John, but I have a feeling much like here in the States, it can't be done without a whole long ass process that involves more than just one person. I will actually address that one. Okay, so what you are seeing as the descriptor of liberals here in the States, love you too. What you are seeing as the depiction of liberals here in the States is primarily the podcast bros like Andrew Tate, etc., and our current administration. Most of the quote-unquote liberals here in the United States are highly educated. I will be honest, more often than not, those who are liberal are the college-educated people, because once we go out and attend college and are exposed to people outside of our parents' little bubbles, we discover that the people that we were taught to hate and fear as children really are not the big bad guys that we thought they were. Hell, I myself, my backstory, I grew up an Episcopalian. My grandfather was an Episcopal priest. My mother was an extremely conservative Republican. The only Democrat thing that she agreed with was she was pro-choice. But I grew up in that kind of a household. Come to find out, my parents were extremely racist, classist, ableist, etc. I did not myself go to college. I opted to join the military. Similar effect. I met people from other backgrounds. And it was in the military that I met people with the beliefs that aligned with the ones I had that didn't align with the church. It's an I, by the way, Andrea. I met these people who had the beliefs that I did that did not align with what the church believed. Come to find out, they were Wiccan. I had a massive crisis of faith. Because I knew these people. They're really sweet, really nice people, and really cool, but they're not Christians, and they're bad for that. And but it just blew my mind. I mean, tweaked my head in ways I was not comfortable with. So I ended up calling my grandfather in the midst of this crisis of faith, and he helped me work out finding my own path. And that's what led to me sitting here reading tarot cards on camera every day. Yes, Andrew Tate is considered far right. I got my glasses from Zenny Optical. I got my glasses from Zenny Optical. I am not, however, going to continue purchasing from them for multiple reasons. There we go. I think I've spit everything out. And I apologize if I was talking too fast. We are trying to keep politics to a minimum on this channel right now, primarily because it is at the end of the year. Everybody's already overwhelmed with the holidays and dealing with family that they very likely have political disagreements with. So we are not going to add to that fire on this channel right now. Yes. You are not wrong about it not being worth it to come here to the States right now. I mean, there are people who are going through customs right now. Customs. And border control in the airports, who are having their phones taken from them, and they are having their social media searched. And if they spoke up against anything in the United States, said anything negative, they are not being allowed into our country. Go charge your phone, Andrew. We will see you soon. Well, we used to be able to be that way. I mean, as I said, I am a liberal Democrat, grew up in a family of origin that are all hardcore Republican, and we used to be able to get along and discuss politics civilly. And then Reagan happened. Well, Reagan started the divide. And the current administration widened the chasm to the point that we can no longer easily sit down at a table with someone on the opposite side of the political spectrum and have a civil conversation. I do currently myself have a few friends who are on the opposite side as me, and we are able to stay civil with one another primarily because we have known each other for years prior to this current administration. And one thing, a lot of them, oh no, he wasn't, honey. But one of the things that a lot of them did not realize prior to all of this is that I am a member of the LGBTQ community. And so I will stand up for my brothers and sisters in that community. But most of the other stuff about me, my friends already knew. I mean, I do not hide the fact that I am not a Christian, have not been a Christian for years. Hell, I have a pentacle tattooed on my calf. Yep, all of our current problems started with him, and he is the one he is where the Heritage Foundation got its start. Now, this is not necessarily talking politics. This is pretty much just American history. The Heritage Foundation started under President Reagan. The Heritage Foundation is where all of the shit in Project 2025 is coming from. That is anti-queer, anti-trans. Women need to be barefoot and pregnant. They don't need to go to college. They don't need to serve in our military. They are even trying to take our right to vote away from the women in our country because of Project 2025 and the shit that started with President Reagan. Oh, because, well, it's the day before Christmas Eve, so most of my regulars are off doing family shit. And this is the Chillin' with the Witchlings after party. So that's why we only have 6 people here hanging out. All right, y'all. We have hit our 2 hours. I would love to sit here and chit-chat more, but I have a couple of things that are rather pressing, including a furry monster who would like to go water the tree. You're awesome, John. So I am going to bid you all a fond farewell and say, please come back in 2 hours, babe. 2 hours for our Bitch and Witch podcast. We are talking, I believe we're talking the Sanskrit word of the week, which is lighting our inner fire. So come on back and hang out with me. Show us the monster that lives. No, he wants to go water the tree. But give me just a second. Oh, today the topic of tonight's Bitch and Witch is, if the fire requires you to burn, it is not enlightenment. Give me just 1 second. Took monster. Come here. Hey, Tookers. I see your eyes. Come here. Tookers, come here. Come here. Hi. He's a good boy. He was snoozing. He was snoring and I didn't realize it. Come here. Yip, yip. Yip, yip. I know. Come on. We'll go water the tree in a minute. Get up here. Come say hi. Your loyal fans want you to come say hi, my love. Hey, get a baby. Oh, there we go. Oh. All right. Hold on. Oof. Oof. All right. Come here. Come on. Up. Yip, yip. Come here. You can do it now. No. Come here. Yeah, Goofus. Okay, I know. We're going to go out and go potty. He is not cooperating with coming and saying hi. Oh, he's a sleepy boy. No, his name is not Appa. His name is Tookers. My son, we do actually very much love Avatar in this house. And so we taught the dogs that their cue to jump up was yip yip. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yep. King of Pentacles is wealth, business, leadership, security, discipline, and abundance. All right. I love you guys to bits. I will see you all in a couple of hours. Go out and spread love, joy, and kindness. There is enough darkness and hate. We don't need to add to it. Remind your loved ones that they are absolutely precious to you, because that last opportunity to say I love you is not guaranteed. And then if you take one thing and one thing only away from everything we have done here, please let it be that you remember that you are loved, you are wanted, you are needed, and you do have a reason for being here, even if you don't know what it is yet. Took me till 45 to find my purpose. I love you guys all to bits. Namaste, my witchlings.